focus of Asheville Go is working with disconnected youth, 16 to 24-year-olds, who are out of work, who many of them lack high school diplomas and GEDs. And what we try to do is get them involved in community service projects, technical training, life skills training, and community college coursework. At the same time, we're doing a lot of case management and providing a lot of support to those individuals to help them address the barriers to employment that they've had. We do a lot with leadership development, team building, limits testing. We start the whole thing out with a wilderness trip that gets them out in the mountains and kind of experiencing a different part of themselves and connecting with people in a way that they maybe haven't done before. And then we get them going on these service projects that teach them the skills that they need to then go out and get a job. So we do weatherization work, we do some work with solar, we do work with landscaping and best management practices for water quality improvements, rain gardens, that sort of thing. We work with community college and other trainers to provide certifications, like this is an OSHA 10-hour construction safety certification that we provide. And then this whole 15-week period we consider a pre-apprenticeship that's preparing them for an apprenticeship, where we actually place them with a local business or nonprofit in the green economy for a 20-week paid apprenticeship. So this is kind of how it breaks down, the scaffolding. We're trying to take, like DeWayne was saying, we're trying to meet these individuals where they are and then get them to a place where we can provide them access to a living wage job in the green economy. But it takes all of these different building blocks to do that. And connected to each one of these blocks, there's about 5 or 10 different organizations within the city that are touching us and touching these individuals. So there's probably between 60 and 100 organizations that we work with that they're helping to make the program successful. The businesses are definitely some of our most important partners, because they're the ones that are providing those job opportunities. It doesn't really do us any good to train people for jobs that aren't there. And so we get the buy-in from these businesses and try to help drive the demand for their business through our PR so they can hire more folks who come out of our training programs. But even with those businesses, we realized really early on that we weren't going to be able to place 20, 24, 50 people a year with businesses in our small economy. And so we started thinking about, well, how do we create jobs in our community? And we developed a partnership with our local community action agency, where we go out and recruit low-income households in our target neighborhoods, get them qualified for the low-income weatherization assistance program, and then we have our apprentices who are in this paid training program go out and actually do the work. So we did 60 homes last year. They finished the 60th home yesterday. And we're doing 65 homes in this next year. And that program is funded by the city through CDBG funds. From there, we saw that we could go out in the larger community beyond just the low-income households and create work. Because we can save people money, like we were talking about earlier, we can save people money on their energy bills, then they might be willing to spend some money on getting people in there to do that work. And so we actually created our own business called the Go Energy Team. And about 6 months ago, we had, it started 6 months ago. It was really about 2 years in the making, relationship building with our local housing authority. They had gotten a multi-million-dollar contract, given that to the Siemens Corporation out of Germany, to come in and do a full-scale weatherization of 1,500 of their public housing units. The way that typically happens is that, the Siemens Corporation comes in, they hire a contractor from Maryland or some other part of the country, and they might come in and hire subs from who knows where else. And then who actually does the work, who can say? They could be coming from anywhere. They might hire some temps to do the work, but those folks are cycling out. We got involved and we said, no, we think there's a better way to do it. We think that we can recruit public housing residents from your developments, train them to do this work, and then hire them and manage them to actually do it. So that's what we did. And this week we're finishing up about a 6-month project doing that, where we've weatherized 1,200 public housing units. We've hired, it created jobs for as many as 20 people at one time at the height of it. And I have to say, probably the most rewarding aspect of it was when we got, people living in these communities out doing the work. We started to see 5, 10 people a day this summer of people, their neighbors, their friends, their peers coming in and asking for work, asking for training. They had gotten from their own peers a sense of hope that there were jobs out there that people would hire people like them. And what we developed from that was a certification program, a nationally recognized certification program for weatherization technicians. It's offered through the Building Performance Institute. We're one of probably a handful of organizations in the country that are certified to provide this national certification, the brand new certification. And this, I believe, is probably the only instance where we had a bicycle-powered energy auditor in a public housing unit. I can't confirm that. But this is Kelvin Bonilla, and Kelvin came through our program. He was in one of our first classes of Asheville Go. And now he's a certified PERS rater. He just got his rater license last month, and he's on staff. And that's a big part of what we try to do, is try to bring people up through the ranks to work for us in our organization. I'm going to turn it over.
And everybody, we try to work with everybody, but sometimes we get stuck in familiar, self-destructive behaviors. And so the DA in Asheville and the Justice Department, even though young boys come through our program and be real productive, they still lock them up. So we still trying to develop relationships with everybody, trying to make the connection that we all need to be working together. We all need to be working together.
These are a couple of young people who, through partnerships we had with other agencies, were told that they could work with us as an alternative to incarceration. We got working with them, and some of them are still with us, and some of them are not. And I think what we were able to see in just talking with them and talking with their families was that people came alive in our program. And had a new sense of hope for themselves and for their communities, and that's why for us it's been really it's been a bit of a rocky road in terms of just really realizing what we're up against for a lot of the individuals that we're working with. But we've had some real success, and this year when it was just DeWayne and I, we got started about 2 years ago, and now we've got about 12 people on staff. We've got 3 AmeriCorps members. We've got about 12 to 30 members who are paid trainees or technicians at any given time. So it's been a really exciting road for us. We really appreciate the invitation to speak with you all today, and we're looking forward to talking to you more. Thank you.